Okay, okay, lean in. Seriously. I'm about to tell you something that Wall Street, they spend billions of dollars to make sure you never ever figure this out. It's the whole reason the richest investor on the planet looks like he's always on vacation while everybody else is just stressing out and losing their hair. Get ready, this is the lazy guide to making millions.
Yep, I said it. Your sweet, well meaning third grade teacher lied to you. Your parents probably did too. Your boss? Oh, they are definitely lying to you right now. See, they all fed you the exact same line. To get rich, you have to work hard. And you know what? In pretty much every other part of life, they're 100% right. You want to get strong? You go to the gym, you sweat, you feel that burn, and boom, you get muscles. No pain, no gain, right? But the stock market? Man, it's this totally bizarre, upside down, bizarro world where every single rule is backwards. It is the one place on earth where no pain, no gain is actually the bullet train straight to going broke. The harder you work, the more you're clicking, the more you're trading, the more you're stressing, the poorer you actually get. It's insane. You've seen the movies, right? Wall Street sells us this image of the financial warrior, screaming into a phone, veins popping out of his neck, four different monitors flashing red and green. That's what work is supposed to look like. But then you look at the real-life champion, Warren Buffett, and what's he doing? He's just chilling in some quiet office, eating a sausage McMuffin, sipping a cherry Coke. He looks less like a warrior and more like your grandpa just hanging out on a Sunday afternoon. So, this leads us to the biggest question of all. How is that even possible? How can the calmest, most relaxed, honestly the laziest looking guy in the entire game be the one who's winning? Well, the answer is a secret that kind of breaks your brain. Here it is, the big secret. In investing, activity is your worst enemy. I want you to literally picture your money as a bar of soap. Now, what happens if you just pick up that soap and rub it between your hands over and over and over? Yeah, you'll get some suds. It looks like you're doing something, but the bar of soap, it's literally dissolving. Every single time you buy or sell a stock, you are rubbing that soap. Little bits of it get washed down the drain by taxes, by fees, by dumb emotional mistakes. Buffett's real genius was realizing that the best way to keep that bar of soap huge is to just barely touch it. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. This is the first of 3 lazy laws that are going to completely rewire how you see money. This is the big one that separates the actual billionaires from the people just gambling their money away. I want you to imagine you're playing in a baseball game. The stadium lights are on, the crowd is going nuts. You're standing at the plate, bat in hand. But here's the crazy twist. In this game, there are no called strikes. You could stand there with the bat on your shoulder for a whole year, and nothing bad would ever happen. You literally cannot strike out for not swinging. And the pitcher on the mound, he's this totally wild, kind of crazy guy named Mr. Market. And he's manic depressive. Some days he feels amazing and he's throwing these impossible to hit fastballs. But other days he's super depressed and he just starts lobbing these giant, slow, beach ball sized pitches right down the middle of the plate. And because there are no called strikes, you have this unbelievable advantage. You can just wait and wait and wait until he serves you up an absolute gift on a silver platter. So if we can just wait forever for the perfect pitch, why does almost everyone swing at terrible ones? It's our dumb human brain. We get bored, we crave action, our neighbor hits a home run on some random tech stock, and that little monster called FOMO, the fear of missing out, starts screaming in our ear, "Swing, you idiot, swing!" The pros on Wall Street, they have to keep swinging just to look busy for their clients. But you don't. You have this superpower of infinite patience. Buffett came up with this amazing mental trick to force himself to be patient. Imagine when you're born, you're given a little punch card and it only has 20 slots on it. That's it, for your entire life. Every time you make an investment, you have to punch a hole. All of a sudden, you're not going to waste a precious punch on some garbage idea, are you? No way. You'd guard those 20 punches with your life, waiting only for the absolute no-brainers. That extreme selectivity is what makes you rich. Okay, so you did it. You waited. That perfect, slow, fat pitch comes floating over the plate and bam, you knock it out of the park. You bought a fantastic company at a fantastic price. You're feeling good. So now what? Well, this brings us to lazy law number 2. And honestly, this is the one that is physically painful for most people to actually follow. The second you buy something, a brand new enemy shows up. I call it the itch. You know what I'm talking about. It's that little voice in the back of your head that whispers when the stock goes up a little bit, "Sell it, take the money, run." Or it screams at you when it's down, "Get out, sell it now, stop the bleeding." That little itch, it is the #1 killer of wealth. Think about it like this. Your investment is a small snowball at the top of a really, really long snowy hill. Your job, your only job, is to give it one good push. That's it. Job's done. Then you go inside the ski lodge, you grab a hot chocolate, and you let gravity, or what we call compounding, do all the heavy lifting for you. If you keep running outside to check on the snowball and poke at it, you're just going to mess it up and slow it down. But if you just leave it alone, that snowball eventually becomes an unstoppable avalanche of money. It's really just a mindset shift. I mean, think about it. If you owned a farm, would you wake up every single morning and call a real estate agent to get a price quote on your land? Of course not. That's ridiculous. You'd focus on the harvest, on what the farm produces over years and years. You have to treat your stocks the exact same way. You are an owner of a business, not just some person renting a stock ticker. You don't sell a great farm just because it didn't rain one Tuesday in July.
But wait a minute, there's a huge trap here, right? You can't just buy any random company and hold it forever. If you bought a company that makes horse and buggies and you held it forever, well, you'd end up with zero. So this brings us to the final crucial law, which is basically the ultimate cheat code for not making catastrophic mistakes.
Okay, imagine you're about to take your final exam in school. The test covers quantum physics, ancient Sumerian history, and how to make a ham sandwich. But the teacher makes a weird announcement. She says, you only have to answer the questions you are 100% sure you can get right. What would you do? You'd skip all the hard stuff and go straight to the ham sandwich question, right? You'd ace the test, easy.
Well, that is exactly how Warren Buffett invests. He has two mental piles for every idea. He has the too hard pile. This thing is overflowing with stuff he doesn't get. Crypto, complex biotech, AI semiconductor designs. He doesn't even try to understand it. He just throws it in the pile. But his other pile, the ham sandwich pile, is full of simple, awesome businesses. Will people still be eating chocolate in 10 years? Yep. Will they still be completely addicted to their iPhones? Almost definitely.
Buffett has the perfect way of saying it. He says, I don't look to jump over 7-foot bars. I look around for 1-foot bars that I can step over. Why would you try to be a hero and do some crazy high-difficulty gymnastics move when you get the exact same gold medal for just taking one easy step? Investing isn't the Olympics. You don't get extra points for difficulty. It's only about being right. So find the easy win.
So now we've got the 3 laws, right? Wait for the perfect pitch, hold on for dear life, and only play the easy games. But I want to go back to that bar of soap from the beginning, because when you see the actual math behind why all that activity is so destructive, it is absolutely terrifying. Just look at this chart. On the one side, you've got active Andy. Every time he trades, boom, a chunk of his soap goes to taxes. Boom, another little piece gets eaten by fees. Over 30 years, all that constant rubbing just dissolves his wealth away. But now look at lazy Linda. She buys once, and that's it. She holds. Her bar of soap stays whole, and it compounds and grows year after year with nothing getting in its way. And look at the difference. It's not just a little bit of money, it's millions. She wins not because she's smarter, but because she just kept her hands off the soap. So here's the most important takeaway. This isn't really about being lazy, like, not wanting to get off the couch. It's about completely redefining laziness. It's about seeing doing nothing not as a weakness, but as an elite, powerful, and frankly, genius form of financial discipline.
So let's lock this in one last time. Number 1, wait for that fat pitch. You don't have to swing at everything. Number 2, hold with extreme lethargy. Seriously, become a financial sloth and let the magic of compounding do the work for you. And number 3, stay in your circle. Stick to the ham sandwiches, the stuff you understand completely.
And I'm telling you, this is going to be one of the hardest things you ever have to do. The entire world, the news, social media, even your friends, it's all designed to make you panic and to make you do something. Resisting that constant pressure, just sitting on your hands while everyone else is running around screaming with their hair on fire, that takes a level of discipline that is truly superhuman. The philosopher Blaise Pascal wrote that centuries ago, but he might as well have been giving stock market advice for today. The ability to just sit quietly, to think for the long term, and to act only when it truly, truly matters, that is the rarest and most valuable skill you can have. So the next time you feel that itch to trade, just remember the bar of soap. Don't touch it. Go take a nap instead. Your future self is going to thank you for it.